So you're on the hunt for a pro-level office machine, but, without that crazy pro-level price tag? Well, today we're going to dig into that exact question. We're breaking down the RICOH IM C4500. But here's the twist. We're looking at the renewed version. So let's jump right in and figure out what you're really getting for your money. And honestly, this is the big one for so many businesses, right? You need all the bells and whistles, the speed, the power, all the features of a top-tier multifunction copier. But man, that price for a brand new one, it can be a serious roadblock. And that's exactly where a product like this comes into the picture. It's designed to fill that gap. Okay, so first things first, let's look at the big picture here. This thing isn't just a printer. It's not just a copier. It's really designed to be the complete document hub for a busy office. Seriously, think of it as the command center for every piece of paper that comes in or out. So what does multifunction actually mean here? Well, it's pretty straightforward. You get your copy, print, and scan functions all packed into one machine. Plus, you get the modern stuff you'd expect, like automatic two-sided printing, which they call auto duplex, and yeah, it connects through your network or Wi-Fi. It's all about getting rid of 3 or 4 different machines and just having one workhorse that does it all. All right, cool. But what about the performance? Because let's be real, a spec sheet can just look like a bunch of random numbers. So let's actually translate these into what they mean for your day-to-day grind. So the first number you gotta know is 45. What's that? 45 pages per minute. And here's the kicker. That's for both full color and standard black and white. That's actually pretty huge. Think about it. That 50-page color proposal you need, like right now for a meeting, it's done in just over a minute. That is a serious time saver. Next up, we've got 1200. This number is all about quality. It stands for the max print resolution in DPI, or dots per inch. And all you really need to know is that at 1200 DPI, your stuff is going to look good. We're talking sharp text, crisp images, and really professional-looking graphics every single time. And this last one, 4700. This one is all about keeping the work flowing. That's the maximum paper capacity. For a busy office, this is a game changer. Why? Because it means you're spending way less time standing there refilling paper trays and more time actually getting work done. It just keeps on going. Okay, so the specs are impressive for sure. The performance is definitely there. But this brings us to the elephant in the room, right? The big question that probably has you hesitating. What's the catch with that one little word, renewed? So let's actually decode what Amazon Renewed means. We're going to look at what they officially say so we can all understand what's promised and what's really going on behind that label. First up, the official definition. According to Amazon, Renewed is a destination for products that have gone through a process to make sure they are, and this is their term, fully functional. So the key takeaway here is that this isn't just some random used item thrown in a box. They're supposed to be a real standard of quality control. And here's what that process looks like broken down. First, everything is professionally inspected and tested. Then it's cleaned up and refurbished where needed. Now, this is an important point. It comes with compatible accessories, but they might not be the original ones. And finally, the whole thing is backed by a 90-day guarantee for a refund or replacement. You gotta remember, 90 days is definitely shorter than a brand new warranty, and that's one of the big trade-offs for that lower price. And this quote really gets to the core of their promise. The work is done by Amazon qualified suppliers. So it's not just some random person doing the work. This is their way of saying, hey, we have standards, we have people we trust doing this, to try and give you some peace of mind. Okay, so we've talked price, we've talked performance, but there's another angle to this whole renewed thing that's a really big deal for a lot of people these days, and that is the sustainability side of things. So this machine actually has 2 key sustainability certifications. You've probably heard of Energy Star. That's pretty common. It basically means it's energy efficient when it's running. But the other one, EPEAT Silver, that's a much bigger deal. It looks at the whole life of the product, from how it's made to what happens to it at the end. Getting a silver rating means it meets some pretty tough environmental standards. So what does all that really mean for you? It means when you buy something renewed, you're basically extending its life. You're keeping a perfectly good, high-performance machine running, and more importantly, keeping it out of a landfill. And that is a huge win when it comes to cutting down on electronic waste. All right, so we've hit the performance specs, we've decoded renewed, and we've touched on the sustainability angle. So let's put it all together. Let's answer the big question. Who is this thing actually for? Looking at everything, the perfect fit for this machine is pretty clear. We're talking about small to medium-sized businesses, for sure. Any office that needs a really powerful central hub for all their documents. Definitely for buyers who are watching their budget but still want those pro-level features. And of course, if your company cares about its environmental footprint, this is a really strong choice. So let's boil it all down to the final verdict. On the pro side, you're getting some serious high-speed performance, a true all-in-one machine, and you're saving a good chunk of change. Plus, you get those solid sustainability points. Now, for the considerations, and these are important. You have to be okay with the fact that it's renewed, not brand new. The warranty is only 90 days, and those accessories, they might not be the original ones. You're trading a few things for that lower price. And that kind of leaves us with one last big thought to chew on. This machine is a perfect example of that classic centralized office powerhouse. But think about how we work now, right? With so much remote and hybrid work. Is one giant machine in the office still the best answer? Or is the future more about a bunch of smaller, decentralized devices? It's definitely something to think about for your own setup. Thanks for joining us.